We are in East Tibet, high up in the historical region of Kham. During the long winter months, temperatures on these high plateaux often fall below -30 degrees Celsius, where altitudes can reach 5,000 meters. This is the land of yaks, snow-capped mountains, and nomadic grasslands. And the people who live in Kham, mainly farmers and nomads, are known as the Khampas. Most of the former region of Kham is now called Kanzi Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture and is included in the Chinese province of Sichuan. This place, known as Damashang in Chinese, was almost 60 years ago the birthplace of Pema Wangye, a founding trustee of the British charity Tibet Foundation. In June 2005, Pema came back to his homeland to see some of the projects Tibet Foundation runs in the area. 5 months later, as winter approached, Karma Hardy, director of Tibet Foundation, and I followed his route. Tibet Foundation was set up in London in 1985. As a non-political and non-governmental organisation, Tibet Foundation works towards creating greater awareness of all aspects of Tibetan culture and helping Tibetan people where it is most needed. The Foundation first started its charitable work with Tibetans in exile, mainly in India and Nepal. Then, in 1992, the situation changed in China and Tibet, which gave the Foundation the opportunity to start projects inside China. The Aid to Tibet program was born.
Our main really work inside China, in the Tibetan areas, is only in 3 areas: education, healthcare, and economic development. And lately, we also, at the request of the local people, we started doing some cultural preservation work. Our basic principle, helping anywhere in the world, is that number one is that we work within the law of the country where we are helping, giving grants or helping people. Second thing is the initiative has to come from the local people with the full support of the local authorities and the government. And third thing is that we've got to have access of supervision, monitoring these things. These 3 things are once achieved, then we will work. If these 3 conditions are not met, then we don't do.
Things have changed in Tibet since Pema left his country for exile in 1959, and all the indications are that these changes will continue on into the future. After passing the Kanzi prefecture border, we could already see that the region is now living in the modern world. Roads are in good shape, no longer horses and yak caravans, but cars, trucks and motorcycles everywhere. Arriving in Dartsedo, the prefecture's capital town close to the border, we don't see much difference from other Chinese towns. A busy, noisy town, a few Tibetan signs, but with all the signs of modernity. In Dartsedo, we went to visit 2 schools helped by the Tibet Foundation. For the rest of the trip, Sonam Wangchuk, representative of Tibet Foundation in Tibet, was our guide. Looking at the situation in Tibet, the lack of education of the Tibetan people is possibly their greatest weakness. Although children throughout China are entitled to 6 years of education, implementation in Tibet is very slow. To give an example, while the national rate of literacy is an impressive 85%, it falls to 40% in the Tibetan regions. In the Dartsedo schools, Tibet Foundation sponsors the poorest among the students by paying their allowance, no matter what their ethnic background may be. Sending a child to school is not only a serious expense to the family, but is also a substantial loss of income. These 20 children are new students of the higher middle school that during Punsok's visit, Tibet Foundation has made a commitment to sponsor.
在我8岁的时候，爸爸去世；在我9岁的时候，妈妈去世。家里还有2个哥哥。
你学妹，你也是搞那个。
我现在在孤儿院，我的爸爸妈妈都去世了。
孤儿院，对，大陆都干这个事，都能让你进。
The next leg of our journey led us to Kanzi town, 8 to 10 hours away from Dartsedo by jeep. As we go deeper inside Tibet, the altitude increases. From the 2,800 metres of Dartsedo, we reached 3,300 metres in Kanzi, managing to avoid altitude sickness. Outside the town, there are 2 primary schools that Tibet Foundation has been supporting. Jalton School, a privately run school, and Damajang School, a state-run school. Tibet Foundation started helping Damajang School in 2002 with funds from Sogyal Rinpoche. Since then, Tibet Foundation supplemented the funding used for building dormitories and giving food for more than half the students.
如说你都送过来，如说这边个老马得出了，原来的，那个你这个老马大都得去得这个，草完过来的，那个年纪公啥个天呢？如说在这的呢，这个老马个老兄了，比个检讨多，接来了知道吧？这这个也好可是那多，等你那个譬如成龙了，讲出了讨论个老马得做，等你老马的呢，等你起码好着呢。 等你或者是或者地铁了没在哇，都那个那个没回来的，都这个别再说如现在的，实际上不去个如现在个这几了，解放告诉呢，这个他妈批准这么个话，那个女工人了，咋退出？这产了小店的，对产的了工作人员的，还说他妈的了，他就要过去来的了，这干的切些。
Damajang School doesn't have a canteen yet, but the local government has plans to build one. It was brought to Tibet Foundation's attention that those students who could not get accommodation at the school would not be provided with a meal. Instead, they may have brought something from home, while all the others had a decent lunch. During Punsok's visit, the Foundation made a commitment to redress this problem. Now, every student enjoys a hot meal during the lunch break.